Arteta almost gets decapitated, Cunha scores maybe the goal of the season and follows it up with maybe the most bizarre crash out of the season, and I proclaim that Arsenal are no longer Bottle Job FC. They're somehow worse. Welcome back to Hatewatch, where football fans come to watch the world burn. I'm your host, thefatasian. Before we get started, go ahead and drop me a saucy follow on the Instagram. Get my numbers up to impress the hoes. So let's start off with the news segment, FA Cup Chaos. And in the Bournemouth versus Wolves bout 2 weeks ago, star striker Cunha hits an absolute wonder goal, a true goal of the year contender. Just gaze upon this intercontinental missile that he launches into the top bins. And then oddly, seems really annoyed by it. Like, all of his teammates are coming in to congratulate him. He's like, get the fuck off me, go away. And then in extra time, he follows this act up, but just having an epic crash out. As you can see right here, the play is called dead. And poor Kirkes here, gets the blunt of his frustration as he grabs him just to really just stop the play. And Cunha had enough. He lashes out, he's swinging on him. He probably could have gotten set off just for that. Has a little bit of a kick out. And at this point, all of this, borderline red or yellow. But Cunha was like, nah, let's leave no doubt. And proceeds to headbutt Kirkes. And this is my favorite part. Kirkes' reaction is like a Karen at a supermarket. Like, look at him just holding his, like, oh my word, I need to speak to your supervisor. And no surprise here, Cunha gets a straight red. He's off. In what was an all-time belter of a game, it had it all. Chances for both sides, multiple goal-mouth scrambles. Even the pens at the end were mental. Sadly for Wolves and Cunha, we will no longer be seeing any of his antics in the FA Cup, as Bournemouth were victorious. But let us never forget this instant classic. These two teams won't. And this somehow wasn't the craziest thing that happened in the FA Cup 2 weekends ago. As in the other bout, Millwall versus Palace. Early on in the game, the ball is over the top. Arteta's running onto it. He looks like he's clean through, but what he didn't anticipate was the keeper of Millwall, Liam Roberts, going ahead and performing a Mortal Kombat kick, Luke Kane style, right to his face. This is the craziest thing about it. This happens, and Michael Oliver doesn't give a red card right away. He has to go to VAR for some reason. Yeah, he has to look at a monitor and not at the huge gash on Arteta's head that required 25 stitches. Quality refereeing. But there actually are a couple silver linings from this incident. Palace would go on to win, but more importantly, Arteta didn't suffer a concussion, he didn't have any fractures to his skull, and beyond the ugly gash that he's recovering from, it seems like he will be available to play relatively soon. But in the best news, Michael Oliver, possibly for not giving the red card right away, was taken off the Premier League games this past weekend, and the Premier League was better for it. Apparently, this is how bad refereeing has gotten in the Premier League. There's a rumor going around that the FA might require refs to wear body cams in the future. How bad are the refs that we have to equip them with the same technology that Americans put on their cops to keep them from shooting black people? So if you look at it that way, if this actually comes to fruition, you could see Arteta's head as the George Floyd of the Premier League. And also, Manchester United crashed out of the FA Cup, losing to Fulham on pens, which means that Manchester City is the only basically major team that is left in this competition. And if literally any other team besides Man City win this, it'll be a nice little feel-good story on the season. But now let's talk about my favorite subject, Manchester United. And as I mentioned before, yeah, they crashed out of the FA Cup. We're not going to get relegated in the Premier League, basically leaving Europa as their last chance to do anything noteworthy this season. Although, their head coach might disagree. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just play you this clip.
Can you please just say the Ruben Amorim quote, which is the best one he's done yet?
People look at this competition as the only competition that can save our season. I don't see it like that.
Nothing could save our season.
I love Football Rebel. Go ahead, check him out. But yeah, the poor fucking Amber, man. You gotta feel for him. He came to this country with the promise of a better life, only to find out that it was a bunch of lies, and essentially he's been human trafficked into a prison. How did we get bought out by the only billionaire that's broke? Someone explain this to me. How does Manchester United feel like the most broke team in England? Have you heard this? Apparently, the players are no longer gonna be receiving new kits for every single game. No, they're gonna wash and reuse the kits. Like, can you imagine just the next time a Manchester United's jersey just gets torn off of them? Like, just Jim Ratcliffe is just in the stands, just furious. How fucking poor are we? Can someone tell me, please? I swear to God, Jim Ratcliffe might be the one billionaire who's making even more useless budget cuts than Elon Musk. I don't get it. You get these kits wholesale. They're dirt cheap from like Thailand or wherever. If anything, you could sell them after every game and at least make your money back, if not make a profit. But actually, the way that Manchester United are playing, I don't know anybody who would actually buy them. No one with self-respect anyway. And I don't blame them. The home kits look disgusting this year. What does the back of the jersey look like? The players just drenched in sweat. Every time I see it, that's all I think. And I've seen them. There's no way they're working that hard. But yeah, all right, let's talk about the match. They went up against Arsenal over the weekend. And the best way to describe this is Manchester United dragged Arsenal down to our level. This was, as expected, a horror watch on the Man United side. No shocker there. Højlund continues to be useless in front of net. The team still has zero ability to play out of the back. And our midfield was once again the ghost of Casemiro and a literal former dead man. That's what a new billionaire gets you. Fucking 2 corpses in our midfield and a head coach who looks like he's in a hostage situation. Blink, Amarin if you're in trouble. But somehow, someway, Manchester United found the opener, and it was through a brilliant, lovely, delightful free kick from Bruno Fernandes. And thank God, because we weren't scoring from open play. Eventually, Arsenal were able to muster up something. Declan Rice had a nice equalizer, but the rest of the game, I think was fair to say, was pretty bereft of quality. In fact, Arsenal tried to give the game away late. They put it on a silver platter for Højlund, but Højlund being Højlund, he fucked it. I mean, it was a good tackle from Declan Rice, but come on, Højlund, please, just shoot. In fact, he had 2 good chances at the end and nothing. Absolutely nothing. I want to have faith in the boy, but the results are not pretty. You blame a lot of factors like he's not getting a lot of good service out there, but he had chances this game and he just could not finish his dinner. So the game ends 1-1, a vital point for Manchester United in our dogged relegation battle. As for Arsenal, let me stretch. This is my favorite portion of the show. This is the time I get to flame Arsenal. This pretty much officially ended their title run. I mean, basically they were dead. They were 6 feet underground in the coffin. They just hadn't put the dirt on them yet. And now this makes 3 years in a row that you have come in second place. They are silver medal legends. And 2 years, I understand that's a little bit rough, but three is kind of a pattern. 3 years of coming in second place, right behind the big boy, taking the big prize. Feels kind of like you like it. No shame in that. All I'm suggesting is that, hear me out, they should no longer be called Bottle Job FC. No, they have gathered enough experience. They have leveled up and they have evolved into their new form, Cuckold Job FC. 3 years in a row, coming in second place every single time. You just standing in the corner, just watching the love of your life just get taken by your biggest rivals over and over and over again. Listen, I'm not here to kink shame. This is a sex positive show. Sorry, children. But I call it how I see it. And until you guys stop coming second, literally and figuratively, you are going to stay Cuckold Job FC. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but hey, you gotta admit, this does kind of fit your nickname of Gooners a little bit better now. And yes, I know they still have a shot in the Champions League, but come on, you little gooners. We all know that you are not the main character in that tournament arc. And more delightful Hatewatch news, Forest beat Man City over the weekend. Just more proof that the current champions are still not up to full health, and we should kick them while they're down. Yeah, the squad is definitely going to go through a massive recall over the summer, and getting Raji back probably will help a little bit. But fuck them, it's about Nottingham Forest, and their fairy tale season continues, with Hudson-Odoi looking like he might just fulfill his career mode potential. Shout out to my career mode homies. Incisive, deadly. The winger just abuses the ball every time he shoots. Case in point, look at this trace around that he puts past Ederson at the near post. Just pure violence. And now the knock-on effect is we got a little bit of a fun race for 4th. Chelsea sneaked up there with a belabored win over Leicester. And I watched this game, and they didn't look good. Cole Palmer is kind of struggling for the first time. Ended up missing a pen in this one. And you could visually see the dude is pressing. He's frustrated right now, but it's fine. Every good young player goes through a rough patch like this, and we'll see if he was just a flash in the pan or if he's the real deal. That being said, I still have zero faith in Chelsea holding on to the Champions League spot because there's an absolute logjam. It's going to be a knife fight to go ahead and get into the Champions League next year with City, Brighton, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and Aston Villa all within striking distance. And last but not least, Liverpool also won over the weekend. Blah, blah, who cares? What we got, though, is a rare 2025 Liverpool hate watch this week. After a smash and grab in Paris where they got away with a 1-0 win, back at the Cop, PSG returned the favor. I cannot fucking believe Liverpool have been eliminated by PSG. By PSG! And here's what's the crazy thing. It wasn't luck. PSG were the better team over both legs. Undeniable. Yeah, apparently Nuno Mendes held Mo Salah in his pocket from Paris all the way to Liverpool. It was embarrassing. I've never seen someone shut down Mo Salah like that. And it's just mind-boggling. How did the best team in Europe lose to the perpetual cucks of Europe? And this isn't even the good PSG team. This is after they sold all their stars. 2 years after they sold all their stars. Although, Ousmane Dembele, shout out to him. He's having the purple patch of all purple patches right now. But this is just a shocking result. And the way they go out, too. Basically gifting a goal to them early on, and then being kind of listless for the rest of the game. Going to pens. And who misses the most crucial pen for Liverpool? Yeah, Darwin Núñez. Oh my man. Look at this face. Oh, they are shipping your ass out in the summer. Guaranteed. And don't look now, Liverpool fans, but it seems like we finally have found a weakness for Arne Slot. Tournament play. Listen, it's not for everyone. He's like the anti-Thomas Tuchel. And no one feels bad for you. You're still going to win the Premier League. Good for you. And most likely the Mickey Mouse Cup. So what I'm trying to say is that to all my Liverpool haters, myself included, let us savor this moment. Let us savor this one little truly delicious morsel, because you fucking got eliminated by PSG. Ow. How the fuck did that happen? Oh shit. And yeah, That's going to be it for this week. I mean, a pretty generational hate watch, all in all. And to all my Liverpool fans out there, you don't got to shower me in hate. I just moved back to my mom's basement. Yeah, hate watch is my job. Hate watch is my life now. But what is kind of nice about moving back is I got a lot more space. I'm going to set up a new studio, and we'll try a couple new things. I also like to give a personal thank you to everyone who reached out, who joined the Patreon. A lot of you guys joined. Shout outs to Rudy, Geeth, and Psycho. Thank you for all joining the Fat Asian Nation. But unfortunately, we live in a capitalist society, so thus I'm obligated to be even more thankful to the two newest members of the GOAT tier. Muchos gracias to Miles Bard and Nanners Piddlesmith. What a name. And of course, shout out to all the OGs. We got Elm, Robert Matai, Peter Barr, Neanya Barr, Kyle Stockton, Michael Sense, Isaac Martinez Duran, Higham, The Fat Austrian, Valente Vasquez, Movadoc, and of course, the one and only Double Goat, Sandra Jeremy. Love all you guys. And know that all the money that you're putting to the Patreon will be going to the new studio. And you'll see new stuff next week. Thank you to Alex for helping me out of this video. If you want to go ahead and hire him, his socials are in the description down below. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week in the new studio. Oh man, this really was a great week. Arsenal became Cuckold Job FC, Man City lost, and Liverpool got knocked out of the Champions League. Just generationally a great hate watch week. Yeah, that's all.